bats a lot like Jason Roy and has been scoring runs like him as well. Very good to watch that camaraderie between the two teams. They play each other a lot, these associate nations.
And I must say, I absolutely love both jerseys for Namibia and PNG. Vibrant colors, brilliant designs. Looking very focused out there, Zane Green. He wants to get a big score to his name. Will be at the non-strikers end for now, I believe. Nope, he is. Yep, he is at the non-strikers end. It's going to be Stephen Bard to face up first. He's looked very composed, very calm at the crease. Has taken his time and allowed the others to bat around him. 4 T20 I50s already. That strike rate of 121 can be a bit better, pardon me. Here we go then, first ball. Nicely punched through the gap at cover point and is going to race away for 4.
Well, that's a very, very good start from Stephen Bard for Namibia. Again, we talk about similarities between batsmen, and it is very much in the mold of a Jason Roy shot through the point fielder for 4. A strong start, and Pokana will have to come back quickly and get his line right.
Yeah, I was trying to swing the ball, but it just went on straight through, became a half volley. Just a long half volley. Any batter, opening batter would appreciate that. And nicely put away. So a positive start here for Namibia. This time, once again, a big flash through cover this time, and it screams away for 4. That is a top shot.
Top shot, and again a poor delivery, giving Stephen Bard a lot of room to free his arms. Pokana. That's not the start that PNG wanted, having won the toss. Decided to field first. They want to make inroads quickly. Have a look at that. High backlift. Beautiful shot that. Once it passes that infield, there is no stopping that ball.
Controlled that beautifully with his bottom hand. Guided the ball into the gap. So Nesona Pokana immediately under pressure. Back-to-back boundaries. There's not a lot of swing on offer, so he'll have to change his length. Perhaps go to back of length or a good length area. There is a slip in place for him. That has been taken out, in fact. This time, a better delivery, back of length and punch to mid-wicket for a dot ball.
Yeah, much better. Closer to the batsman this time. Making him play to the onside instead. Gets a dot ball. So, again, in a 20-over game, you don't have a lot of time, both as a batsman as a bowler, to get settled in. First 2 balls going for 4 always put a lot of pressure on the bowler.
Good aggressive start here for Team Namibia. Inside edge onto the stumps then. 1 shot too many from Stephen Bard. First wicket for PNG.
Well, Stephen Bard will consider himself very unlucky there. That ball was in the slot to be hit as well. Short wide outside off stump. Neither front nor back, just trying to guide that ball. Gets the inside edge onto the stumps. So a big breakthrough for Pokana, having gone for 8 in the first 2 deliveries. Gets the info on Stephen Bard out. Namibia 8 for 1.
That's just what you needed when you elect to bowl first. Get some early wickets. Get your fast bowlers to get the ball to move around. That was a bit fortunate, but they'll take it any day, any time. And in comes Craig Williams. He's been outstanding in this series.
Lot of batting in Namibia's lineup. But again, that breakthrough. First wicket falling. They're making a habit of this, Ahmed. Namibia loses their first wicket in the first 2 overs. Last 3 games, 2 games so far. And again today as well, Craig Williams, 451 runs in 18 games. 128 strike rate. He's the mainstay coming in at number 3. Now Namibia under pressure. Out of form, Zane Green still hasn't faced a ball.
Indeed, Stephen Bard has been manning the crease throughout the game, so it's a new challenge for Namibia today. Solidly behind that punch to the point fielder. Shy at the stumps. Keeping the non-striker honest. Good aggressive stuff from PNG.
Yes, they have to have that energy. You win the toss and you field first. And let's have a look at that fair delivery.
Hosseina Pokana gone for 8 runs but got that prized wicket of Stephen Bard. Final delivery. Oh, right in the exact spot where you need it to be. Good over in the end for PNG. 8 for 1 after the first over. Craig Williams and Zane Green both still on 0.
Pokana, having conceded 2 boundaries in the first 2 deliveries of his over, coming back nicely and getting that wicket of Stephen Bard. Have a look at that batting lineup. Very strong. Merv Erasmus, Johan Smith, David Visa, Picky of France still hasn't gotten a bat. So a lot of batting yet to come. PNG has won the toss, decided to field first. They need to get those breakthroughs as early and as often as possible.
And it's going to be spin from the other end. This has been a consistent tactic of theirs. They bowled Pokana with the new ball from one end, left arm swinging the ball. And now it's Say Bao coming in to take the new ball from the other end. He bowled some off break and some medium pace. That economy rate is very, very respectable. Good stuff.
Well, clearly he has one role, and that is not concede runs. Just the 4 wickets in his 12 games. As you mentioned, Ahmed, 5.87 economy rate. Very, very good in the T20 format.
Going to be bowling to Zane Green. He needs to get an innings here. He will be feeling the heat. He'll be feeling the pinch of not getting runs while Stephen Bard and Craig Williams in the top order have cashed in. Worked away towards long on, and that will give him a huge sigh of relief to get off the mark.
The ball did keep it just a little bit low. In CC Bao's release, not a very conventional off spinner. Zane Green getting off the mark. Finally, as you mentioned, just will give him a little bit of relief, some confidence under his belt.
Craig Williams, this guy is the big wicket for PNG. If they can get him out early, then Namibia will be in an unfamiliar position of being under pressure when they've been at the crease. Oh, once again keeping a bit low, work towards mid-wicket. They're pushing for 2 and they will get it very, very easily. Good stuff from Zane Green and Craig Williams.
Again, ball keeping just a tad low. Guess the middle of the bat, that's what happens when you're in form. You middle these deliveries as well. Very good running between the wickets. There may be 11 for 1 in 1.2.
He's getting on in years, age 37, but still very much their top gun. Craig Williams. Oh, was shaping up to work it towards the leg side, but changed his mind right at the end. Punch towards extra cover. Should be careful premeditating shots on a pitch where there is some variable bounce. Very vocal PNG lads in the field. Oh, that's a half tracker. Could have deposited over fine leg, but chose to just punch it to deep square for a single.
And that's the effect of losing a wicket early. If that would have been Stephen Bard, who would have hit it over the mid-wicket fielder or the square leg fielder for a 4 or 6. Craig Williams just has to be a little bit careful. And again, Bao not getting a lot of bounce.
Nicely cut away this time in the gap between cover point, and that's going to scream away for 4. Zane Green has kicked off in style.
A very good looking shot that. That wasn't a conventional off spinner. The ball was actually coming into the left-hander. Look at that. Just stays there and plays it in the gap. Beautiful shot by Zane Green.
He looks a quality player. He looks very organized, good technique. Elegant as always, like left-handers are. Say Bao conceding 8 runs. He'd be disappointed with that previous delivery. That's much better, much better. Good way to end the over. 2 overs gone. Namibia are 16 for 1.
Even though they've lost that one wicket, Namibia is motoring along at 8 over.
These are, of course, the broadcasters and streaming partners of our wonderful mini-series, Dafa News UAE Summer T20 Bash. You can watch it on Sony 10 all over the subcontinent, Crick Live here in the UAE, Free Sport in the UK, and if you want to stream it on your mobile device, you can watch it on YouTube on the Sports Eye YouTube channel or the Sony Live app or the Switch TV app here in the UAE. And this is the final fixture in this series. We've had 5 days of action-packed, fast-paced, brilliant cricket. And it's good to see the home side performing very well as well.
It's the first game of this double-header Super Sunday. With UAE winning the game against Ireland, Mohammad Wasim scoring the first 100 for UAE in a T20 international. We have a bowling change now. Ravu coming into bowl. Very surprising considering Pukana had just taken a wicket in the first over.
Interesting to see him bowl. Good on a seamer hitting that length. Nicely punched towards mid-off. Simon Atai, they're cleaning up, but they will rotate the strike.
Easy single. That fielder is quite deep in the circle. Soon as the
Support
throw. You'll see a lot of players come into the circle, backing up a throw. 2-3 fielders. That's very important.
Lovely punch towards that mid-off fielder. A bit of a long half volley. And the way Craig is hitting the ball these days, it was looking ominous. Thankfully, a bit too straight and straight to the fielder.
That was very good shot. Very unlucky not to get 4 for that. High elbow right in the middle of the bat, but straight to the mid-off fielder. 1 foot right or left, that would have been 4.
On the leg side this time, nicely clipped away towards the square leg, who has to scurry across, and they'll pick up a comfortable 2.
Yes, and again, these small things that matter. They've gotten a left-handed fielder there, and nobody at short mid-wicket. So every time the ball goes there, it's going to his stronger side. Good throw coming in as well from the boundary. So Namibia is motoring along.
Steady over from Rabu so far. This time launched in the air. This could be a chance for a catch. Mid-on running behind. And it's going to just fall safe. That was a half chance. My goodness, Craig Williams, you almost threw it away.
Well, these catches are never easy. When you're running behind, having a look, they're swirling in the air. It is a bit windy today. Have a look at that. The fielder running hard. It's never easy to judge. Even our cameraman couldn't catch that ball. So you can imagine how difficult it must be for the fielders.
Indeed, a very brisk wind blowing across the ground. 22 for 1. Ravu has bowled a pretty decent over so far. Oh, this time the ball slipping out of his hand. It is very hot out there, very humid, so you perspirate quite furiously. Even my co-commentator is stinking up the comm box. Put some deodorant on, mate.
That's why I've chosen this seat today. I'm right in front of that air conditioner. That's not helping at all.
Yeah, I can feel it. You're blocking it completely. But I'm powering through it. Short and wide, cracked away this time, but straight to the cover fielder. Dot ball to end the over. 3 overs gone. Namibia are 22 for 1.
A good steady over by Ravu. Almost had Craig Williams' wicket. And in the power play, that is sort of a safe shot. Once it crossed that infield, it's very difficult to get a hold of the ball in the air, swirling around the sun in the eye as well. 22 in 3 overs. So again, Namibia has started off well. PNG, having won the toss, decided to field first. I'm sure they want to have another couple of wickets just before the power play is over.
Absolutely, it's all about stacking up these economical overs. If you don't have the skill and speed to get them out, then you can at least create pressure in the field. String up those dot balls. Say Bao. No, in fact, Simon Atai, the left-arm orthodox bowler, coming into the attack. So Asadullah Vala ringing the changes. Zane Green will fancy himself against the left-arm tweaker. The percentages do favor him, but that square on the leg side is quite far away. So there could be opportunities for a catch. Down the leg side this time, gets away with it. A bit of a loosener.
Oh, very well kept. That could have easily gone for 5 wide. The keeper covering a lot of ground and stopping that ball.
Really fired well down the leg side and did well to get across. Away towards mid-wicket. Into the gap. They're pushing for 2. The fielder bowler himself giving chase. Does well. Pick up and throw. But once again, they'll pick up an easy double.
Good running again between the wickets. Have a look at the keeper now. Just calling in the fielder from square leg. Telling him to come in a little bit more.
Kipling Doriga behind the stumps. He's been very impressive. Edged away this time to the short third man Pokana. Ball spun away from him, but he got a big mitt down just in time. And he stopped the run from taking place. So Zane Green a bit watchful. He hasn't made a lot of runs in this tournament. Well within his right to take some time. Short ball this time, hit away towards mid-wicket. And the square leg moves around swiftly. That could have easily gone for 4 or 6.
Yes, again, a little bit out of form, out of touch, Craig Green. Beg your pardon, Green. Short delivery that should have dispatched it to that mid-wicket square leg boundary. In the end, just rolls around the carpet and gets a single.
That sweeper now coming in to be at cover. Left hand, right hand combination at the crease. Down the leg side this time off the pads. And they'll scurry through for a leg by. So they're keeping the pressure on. They're not giving away any boundaries.
Yes, but that's good to watch from Namibia as well. Not playing out the dot balls. Getting that single through whenever they can. Even in the circle. So rotating that strike.
Short wide, cut away. A bit of a misfield there. Got a hand to it now. Streaming after it is the extra cover fielder, but they will pick up 2. Could have done better there.
Yeah, rare misfield in the circle. But again, good recovery by the same fielder. In the end, they get 2. And again, Green will be just a little bit relaxed as he keeps notching up these singles and doubles.
Worked away down the ground this time, so a steady over from Simon Atai. 4 overs gone. Namibia are 30 for 1. Another 8-run over there, so nothing big so far. 12 of 9 is Zane Green. Craig Williams just getting into his groove as well. They have Merv Erasmus, Johannes Smith, David Huiza in there as well. Jan Freilink is a bowling all-rounder. So he will be in the action too later in the day with the ball for sure. Already taken a 6-for in this tournament, Abdurrahman.
6-for and 3 wickets in the game against Scotland as well. So he's been the highlight of this summer T20 bash. Along with Mohammad Wasim today, who scored 100. The T20 International. Will we see some fireworks from David Weiser today.
Indeed, we've seen a 4 from Zahoor Khan, 100 from Mohammad Wasim, 6 wickets for Jan Freiling. A lot of standout performers. Merv Erasmus already made a T20 100 in the previous game versus PNG, a brilliant innings. He looks like a very, very good player. Nicely bowled by Pokana once again. I really do like the bowling changes Asadullah Wala keeps doing here. Doesn't allow the batters to get into any rhythm at all.
Well, Pokana is his strike bowler. Even against Scotland in that first game for PNG, he was the pick of the bowlers. He has action very similar to Sri Lankan Chaminda Vas, who's one of my all-time favorite left-arm fast bowlers.
Stepping into that, having a flash is Zain Green. Indeed, WPU JC Vas, a Sri Lankan legend. If you're such a big fan, then tell us his entire name. Let's see.
I am not that big a fan. That I can tell you for a fact. The only way I know his name is Chaminda Vas. Saw him perform in the 96 World Cup. Absolutely magnificent. He was a brilliant left-arm fast bowler. Very good batsman as well. Low down the order.
Indeed, not very quick, but his accuracy and ability to swing the ball both ways was incredible. Oh, this time, not trying to slash it, trying to pull it away towards mid-wicket. Such is the form of Zain Green that he's just not middling anything.
That would have been very productive shot had he got some bat on it. Because they've got square leg, nobody at deep mid-wicket. And as we say that, they are placing a fielder here now. So clearly there seems to be a plan against Zain Green as well. Bowl a bit short and make him play that cross-batted shot.
Indeed, good field adjustment there by PNG captain Asadullah Wala. And there you go, he bowls it a bit straighter and that fielder comes into play. So excellent tactics here from PNG. You only have 2 fielders that you can move around in the initial 6 overs, and PNG have done that extremely well. Bowl to their fields.
Well, Pokana has just given that 1 run so far in this over. He went for 8 in the first over. So far 3 dot balls and a single, so good recovery from Pokana as well.
Here you can see the hustle and bustle of the United Arab Emirates. It's the first day of the working week, so plenty of movement. We are very privileged to be out here watching some top level T20I cricket at the Dafa News Summer Bash. Good bowling there, not giving Craig Williams any room outside off. He's so good in that area.
Very well bowled, and again, a lot of support from the fielders as well. You can hear the keeper and everybody in the circle shouting and egging him along. Just the 1 run of the over, but he has to finish strong. They have an opportunity of closing out this power play really well, PNG.
Indeed, they've been very disciplined, very accurate. This time inside edge onto the pads and dot ball to end the over. That's a brilliant, brilliant over there from Nosena Pokana. 5 overs gone, 31 for 1.
Top over, good comeback by Pokana. Just the 1 run given in the 5th over of the innings. Namibia 31 for 1. We were talking about how good they've been in rotating the strike in that over. Unfortunately, Craig Williams not able to get anything off the 30-yard circle.
And this pitch does feel a bit slower now. 5th day of the series. It's seen a lot of action. At first it had a lot of bounce and carry, but eventually with the UAE sun beating down on it, it seems to have lost a bit of its juice. And just to point out, it's an ITW Pro G production of this Dafa News Summer T20 Bash 2021. They have been doing their part in promoting cricket in the region. We've covered a lot of tournaments with them, the D10, D20, and now this Summer T20 Bash. And we will extremely grateful to them for this opportunity and beaming this out this production, this coverage all over the world.
As we mentioned, a lot of broadcasters as well. We have a new bowler now, Ravu, changing ends. I think probably just ask his captain if he could bowl from the other end after that first over. Last over of the power play. Who's going to get the upper hand?
Once again, bowled into the body, tucked away towards square leg. Only dealing in singles right now. Even Craig Williams looking a bit frustrated, not getting away his release shots through that cover point region. Excellent bowling plans from PNG.
It's after the first 2 overs where they went for 16. They've sort of clawed their way back. Again, maybe one of the things that will come back to haunt them, PNG, is that they won the toss and decided to field first. And I think the wicket might get a little bit more slower and tougher as the day goes on. So they want to chase anything less than 140 here.
Once again, excellent line and length from Damian Ravu. All they can manage is just singles at this stage. There were 2 boundaries of the first 2 deliveries of the match, and after that, PNG have clawed themselves into the game very nicely.
The majority of the runs coming in singles and doubles for Namibia at the moment. Green getting that 1 boundary off the spinner.
Stepping out, hard bash through extra cover, a despairing dive, but that is going to scream away for 4.
A beautiful shot that, again showing some intent, coming down the track to the fast bowler, playing it in the gap. And the last over of the power play, they know Namibia, they have to get a move along if they want to put up a strong total. Again, Green, very good looking shot that we were talking that he seems to be a bit underconfident. That was very well done indeed.
Yeah, just a bit too full, too wide from Damian Ravu. And Zane Green cashed in. This time that's much more like it. Just bowl it on that middle and off line. Then Zane Green, giving due respect, has moved on to 18. So he'll be relieved to get a score under his belt. That current run rate of 6.5 certainly not good enough in the batting power play.
Well, I think we've seen that this is probably the par score in the power play on this wicket. The Ireland openers have gotten off to very strong starts but finished poorly.
Pulled away this time by Zane Green. Square leg is too square, and that will go for yet another boundary. So he's moved into the 20s and the counter attack is on.
Very good shot now. Again, we've seen him miss out on a couple of these on the leg side short delivery. This time he plays it in the air, and once it bounces, it just races off this green carpet of an outfield. 41 for 1. The last ball of the power play coming up.
And immediately the equation shifts towards the Blue Eagles. Good batting here by Zane Green. Once again on that middle end leg, just tucked away to fine leg for a single. So in the end of the batting power play, Namibia are 42 for 1. Exactly 7 runs per over. That's much more acceptable in my opinion.
It's the first over and the last over of the power play. Very expensive. 11 runs coming off this one. 42 for 1 Namibia. And Zane Green races to 23 of just 18 deliveries. He's picking up the pace now. Craig, on the other hand, content to just knock it around and stay on the crease.
Indeed, he seems to have recognized that Zane Green is the one going hammer and tongs, so I'll just anchor it from the other end. I like the multifaceted batting ability of their top 3. They have Stephen Bard, who can hunker down or hit some big sixes. Craig Williams, if it's his day, he can power the ball down the ground through cover point. And today, it's Zane Green who's taking the attack to PNG. This is really, really good for their chances in the World T20 qualifiers, starting on the 17th and 18th, just a week or so away. Charles Amini coming in to bowl for PNG. Another excellent bowler, very good economy rate, below 6. Genuine wicket taker here for PNG.
20 wickets in 23 matches.
batting really well in the previous game at one drop. So a true utility cricketer. Swung away towards cow corner, but there is a fielder already posted out there. 24 of 19. Craig Williams, though, taking his sweet time. He's pretty good against spin as well. We might see some lofted shots down the ground or over extra from him.
Very strong, straight down the ground. Craig Williams against the spinners.
Oh, big appeal this time, hit in front of middle and leg. Chance for a run out as well. Bit of confusion. And in the end, they'll get some overthrows as well. Charles Amini was very, very enthusiastic in that appeal. But umpire said it's going down leg side and in fact has given it as leg byes. Very interesting call.
Well, that was not an appeal. That was a celebrate. He was celebrating. He wasn't appealing.
I believe the word is celebra appeal.
Celebra appeal, yes, absolutely. Clearly, you read more books than I do.
Swept away this time by Craig Williams towards that square leg fielder once again. And it was quite close though, Abdurrahman. Very, very close.
I think just hit on the back foot, maybe bouncing over the stumps.
Zane Green on strike then. Eventful stuff. 46 for 1, 6.5 overs gone. This time, oh, a bit of glove there. That could have been a chance for the keeper. A dropped catch perhaps.
We'll have a look at that again. Charles Amini's getting a lot of bounce for a leg spinner. Let's have a look at that. Yes, I think it just did clip a glove maybe.
This time he executes the sweep quite nicely. But only a single, so a very, very eventful over from Charles Amini so far. Craig Williams not looking fluent out here. The ball is not coming onto the bat as he would like. But he has those sweep shots to counter the spin. Down the ground this time. He's taking control of the innings. Over cow corner for 6. Into the practice nets.
Beautiful shot that. Straight down the ground. We were mentioning Craig is very, very strong against the spinners when he goes downtown. 53 for 1. Namibia now at the end of the 7 overs. A strong shot to finish that over. While we have the fielders bringing that ball in from the nets area. A quick change in the comm box. Shoaib Ahmed will be joining me. Have a look at the number of dot balls that Namibia has played in the first 8 overs, just 15. Talking about those quick singles and doubles that they take. Shoaib, I hope you enjoyed your lunch. I can see you're still having it.
Thank you, Abdurrahman. In fact, I haven't had my lunch yet because of the adrenaline in the previous game. I had to calm my nerves down. And I think it's about to raise again. The way Namibia are batting, they are taking the attack to the opposition.
Yes, that first game today, that knock from Wasim, absolutely fantastic. New bowler now, the captain, Sadullah Wala coming into bowl. PNG's own Chris Gale opens the batting, bowls right arm off spin. Namibia, have a look at that. Did you see that? The sweat coming off that helmet. Extremely hot outside.
Absolutely boiling out there in the middle. That's a steam room. It is humid, it is hot. It's the end of the summer in the UAE, and these are the last few days where it gets really hot before it starts to cool down again. Right now, Craig and Green look really hot. Green on 26 of 23. Again, use of that feet coming down the track to Asadwala. One more run added to the total.
Bowler coming into bowl again, trying that reverse sweep. Has he got some bat on it? No, he has not. That has hit him straight in front of the stumps. So Zane Green was looking good, but unfortunately has to walk back, trying that reverse switch shot, missing the ball completely, hits the pads, and he's LBW out.
It was right in front. Unless there was some bat involved, this was clearly going to hit the middle and leg. So a good innings from Green comes to an end. An ambitious shot. Zane Green back in the hut. 26 is what he managed to score in 24 deliveries. Namibia now 55 for 2.
And again, PNG just fighting back a little bit every time the team against them tries to get a partnership going or is scoring aggressively. They come back and pick a wicket. That was very much the batsman's fault though. Trying to go for that switch hit. Missing the ball completely and getting hit right in front of the stumps. The new batsman in is the captain, Merv Erasmus. He's had a very quiet tournament.
.4 overs, 55 for 2 now. It becomes a little more difficult with the helmet on and no names on the jerseys to actually identify who's come out to bat.
I'll tell you something very interesting. We've been told not to wear those ICC jerseys for these games. Those are their World Cup jerseys. They can only use them in the World Cup. This is why they're wearing these shirts without any names and numbers on them. And testing us and the poor scorers sitting outside as well.
Oh yes, it gets even more difficult for the scorers who feed that information to our production team. Appeal and big appeal and given. Yes, it is right in front. Vala has struck again and he's got the big wicket of Merv Erasmus.
Well, captain to captain. We all know who's won that mini battle. Straighter delivery, and yes, that is out. Hit in front of the stumps. He was down the wicket, but nowadays with DRS playing a big role as well, that would have been an orange on the umpire's call. That was hitting the stumps. So Merv Erasmus, first ball duck for the Namibia captain, and PNG fighting back. Namibia 55 for 3 in 7.5.
Oh yes, Asadwala, the skipper, is leading the side from the front here. Until this over, it was all about Namibia and how they've started in the first 6. But suddenly, out of nowhere, they've got 2 wickets in the same over, thanks to some bowling from their skipper. And you can see David Wiesa, 36 years of age, 14 matches, 102 runs. He's come out earlier than expected.
Well, Shoaib, if Asadwala would have asked for anything, it would have been a hat-trick. And that hat-trick wicket to be David Wiesa. It's going to be no problems identifying him at the wicket with those long hair. But this is a big moment in the game. If Wala can get that breakthrough, get a hat-trick, that hat-trick wicket is David Wiesa, PNG are going to be all over Namibia.
Down the leg. Easy delivery for Wiesa to actually play that in the mid-wicket region. Yes, no. And in the end, they finally settle for 1. So nerves there in the Namibian camp. A successful over for Namibia, for PNG in fact. 2 wickets in that Wala over. 56 for 3.
Well, it's very difficult to be critical of a bowler who's just taken 2 wickets in an over. But that last delivery, that hat-trick ball, unfortunately, I think Vala was bowling to the batsman in front of him rather than the condition and the state of the game. No slip, nobody catching on short mid-wicket. In the end, just giving that easy single by firing that ball into the pads. These are the moments that make the man. And Vala had a great opportunity to get a hat-trick. Atai now, Simon Atai, the left arm spinner, coming in for his second over.
Yes, spin now from both ends, and rightly so, because they've got 2 wickets in that Wala over, a successful over from the captain. Big swing, outside edge, no slip again. It races away towards the third man fence for a 4. Visa will take that. Namibia will take that. Unlucky for Papuanewguinea.
And again, just the reputation of the batsman in front of them. He's a new batsman. He's just walked into the crease. Get that slip in place. That would have probably gone into the hands of first slip. But in the end, Visa gets a boundary. He's not going to hold his shots.
This time, it comes and hits the comb box again. This time, it is along the ground, not so dangerous. But I'm telling you, Abdul Rahman, we need some helmets here.
Well, Shoaib, I think the problem is that ball is getting attracted to you. Every time you come into the comb box, the ball comes in this direction. But again, beautiful shot that all along the ground hits that cover fence for 4.
Well, that start of the statement, I completely agree. I am attractive.
The humble Shoaib Ahmed.
This time, Visa straight away finds the fielder at point. But he is not going to stop. I think that is a counter-attack coming in from Namibia. Can play it straight to point, opening the face of the bat at the last moment. I reckon it would be even more effective if he placed it straight down the ground.
Yes, have a look at that stance. Have a look at that stance, though. Very wide stance. I think that's the problem. That's why he has to open that face when he's playing that shot. Unlike Mohammad Wasim, who we saw was beautiful straight down the ground. And even Craig Williams, very aggressive and plays with the straighter bat. Visa, I think, just opens his bat up.
Again, nicely played in the gap. Extra cover. Looking for 2 and will get them. This is good running from Visa. He was at the danger end, so he took the first run hard and then completed the second comfortably. 9 overs gone. Namibia are 67 for 3.
Well, Namibia, even after losing those 2 wickets in that Vala over, taking Simon Atai to the cleaners in this last over, getting a boundary, then a couple of runs. So they're still going on with the scoring. David Visa, 10 of the 6 deliveries. Craig Williams has 19 runs of 19. Zane Green was looking good, 26 of 24. Stephen Bard started off with 2 boundaries, then lost his wicket inside edge to Pukana. 67 for 3, Namibia in 9 overs. And now we have a slip in place against David Visa. This is good to see.
Oh, googly! And taken. There was an edge. The googly not red there. It was Visa, the batsman. And that is some smart cricket coming in from Simon Atai. He bowled a few leg spinners. In fact, it is Amini, the leg spinner, who gets the googly in and gets the big wicket of David Visa.
And again, very good bowling change by the captain. Could have easily continued with himself, having taken those 2 wickets. Have a look at that. Just a little bit of turn. Big inside edge. And that wicket keeper using his pads and his gloves to keep that ball in the air. David Visa, big wicket there for PNG. And now Namibia in a lot of trouble, 67 for 4 in 9.1.
Well, that was a real slow walk back from Visa. He was disappointed. He should be. He must be feeling really bad. Down and out are Namibia right now, 67 for 4. All sorts of trouble, and Papua New Guinea out of nowhere are on top of this game.
Well, this is the end, the danger end, where Papua New Guinea are taking all their wickets from. New batsman J.J. Smith, 158 strike rate, so he can hit the ball. That's not what they need at the moment. They've lost almost half their side in half the overs.
Pressure on Smith. Another googly. That was another googly. This time well read. Smith making that amend at the last moment. He was already set up for a leg spinner. He read that off the wicket and not from the hands, and that is why it looked so close.
Very well caught there, Shoaib. He did read that off the wicket. Visa, on the other hand, didn't. Again, lot of trouble Charles Amini is causing to the Namibia batsmen. They are not reading it off his hand. When the ball hits the wicket, that's when they decide what to do. And most of the time, that's too late.
Absolutely, someone needs to tell Namibian batters to actually focus on the release of Amini. Another googly, this time getting to the pitch of the ball. Much better batting approach from Craig, getting a single.
Yes, that's the other option you have. Don't let that ball turn, get to the pitch of the ball. Doesn't matter then if it's a googly or a leg spinner once you've got into the pitch of it. But Charles Amini went for a few runs in his first over, but he's found some good rhythm now. Big wicket of David Visa. That will give any bowler confidence. And again a googly. They're not picking him at all. Jan Smith hanging on his back foot. Very lucky not to get another inside edge to the keeper.
Yes, that's right. He is proving to be very dangerous. Charles Amini has been troubling both these players, Smith and Craig. Ten overs gone, 70 for 4 at the halfway mark. Namibia are not looking in a very comfortable state.
Yes, they were very confident, Namibia, when they were batting. But then that 2-wicket over from Asadullah Wala. And then Charles Amini picking up David Visa. So all of a sudden, 3 wickets in 2 overs. They're on the back foot, Namibia. Another bowling change. Asadullah Wala ringing in those changes quickly. Chad Soper, the new bowler.
Again, a very good, effective T20 specialist bowler. 29 years of age, 15 wickets for him. 3 for 13 are his best figures, and a very impressive economy of 5. That is absolute gold dust in T20 cricket.
The score predictor says 132, and at this stage, I'm sure Namibia will take that. On the stumps again. Dot ball to begin.
He's a smart thinking bowler. Chad Soper mixes things up. Again, very deceptive. You won't expect him to bowl the quicker ones real quick. And that is what actually troubles the batters. You're not expecting. And if you're not expecting anything, it's very difficult to deliver. That looks out to me as well. Oh, there was some bat onto it. Appeal, but then realizing that there's some edge, pulling out of that appeal.
Yes, that pulling out of the appeal was the hint that there was some bat on it. Let's have a look again. Inside edge. That would have been plumb in front, Shoaib. You were absolutely right when you said that looks out. Just a little bit of bat saves Smith.
Oh, yes. Lucky on that occasion, Smith. Much better shot coming in from Smith. Chad a little quicker on the last ball. So, yes, he likes to mix things up. A surprise package. Chad Soper. This is what T20 cricket has done. It has evolved players. You no longer see a certain bowler bowling a certain line and length for longer periods of time. It's always about mixing things up.
I think in the case of Chad Soper, that's his strength, just landing that ball again and again on that good length area and trying to hit those stumps. I think that's what he's trying to do. He obviously just changes with his roll of fingers, but the length and the line almost remain the same throughout the over.
Yes, he is only changing the pace, not much with the line and length of the ball. And so many of these kind of bowlers we've witnessed in this tournament itself. The other name that comes to your mind is Frylink, who is a similar kind of a bowler. Played in the gap between those two fielders, running away. This field is really, really fast. Once it clears the infield, it's always going all the way. For number 146 in this tournament.
Well, the commentator's curse continues. We were talking about how consistent he is with his line and length, and he's just gone a little bit, just a little bit outside off stump. Maybe an inch, if not more, and that's all they needed, the Namibia batsman, to get a boundary off him.
That's right. Not a bad ball at all from Chad Soper. Just that it was played in the gap. Not by intent, but it just went into that gap. Craig will get that 4 runs. But overall, I would say it's a very successful over coming from Chad Soper.
Yes, on any other day, you take 5 runs off the over. But again, just that conceding that last boundary, always demotivating as a bowler. If you take 5 of just like 5 singles, the effect is completely different from when you've conceded a boundary. 75 for 4. Namibia is still going at more than 6.5 runs and over. So the run rate is not an issue. It's just the number of wickets that have fallen so far.
Asadwala brings himself back into the attack. The ball slipping out of his hands. Going down the leg side will be called a wide. Nice loopy flighted delivery played equally well by Smith towards Vanua. Another run added to the total.
Asadullah quickly through his overs. Reminds us a little bit about Rohan Mustafa, who bowls very quickly. That's a good looking shot. They're going to long off. They run 2.
Yes, the long off was pretty straight, and the ball was hit wide of that long off fielder onto his left. By the time he could reach there, it was always going to be a comfortable 2 runs. Nice ball again, that length. You are not sure whether you want to go on the front foot or play it on the back foot. This time Craig does well, plays it towards the short mid wicket. No run there.
Well, that reaction from the keeper was absolutely brilliant. Very subcontinent ooey that now is, we'll hardly hear it from anybody from the European countries, for example. Very local flavor to the PNG keeper. 80 for 4 now Namibia.
That's right, this time played again to long on. Again that despair, the sound of despair. We hear that a lot in the Asian peninsula, in the subcontinent, not far away from us. Papuanewguinea, of course, distance quite a lot, but culturally they're very, very similar. And they love their cricket.
Yes, you can see that they really love their cricket, enjoy their cricket. 12 overs up, 82 for 4. 7 runs given in that over. Mix of extras and just singles and doubles taken.
That is the scorecard for Namibia as of now. After 12 overs, 82 for 4. Stephen Bard was the first man to be dismissed. Nosena Pokana getting that wicket. Zane Green, 26 of 24. Craig Williams is still out there. Merv Erasmus going out on a golden duck. And then David Weezer, 10 of 7 for him. Charles Amini doing the damage on that occasion. And that's a big hit for Namibia. They need to consolidate right now. 12 overs gone. 8 more to go. Namibia are 82 for 4. This time starts off with a regular leg spinner. There is protection in the deep. Tony Ura, the opening batsman, swashbuckling opener.
For Shoaib, Charles Amini has now bowled 3 overs. 2 of them from one end, 1 of them from the end from where he took the big wicket of David Visa. This is very interesting from the captain.
Played towards the long off right now. Craig happy to take singles and rotate strike, as he should be. Nicely played in the gap this time. Looking for 2. Will be sent back. A late start from Smith. And that is why they did not have the opportunity to go for another run.
Yes, and I'm not sure if you caught that, but the wicket keeper ran all the way to square leg to cover that throw. We're talking to Ahmed about their fielding and that energy inside PNG. Absolutely brilliant.
Ken looking for 2 this time. They will get it. This is good running between the wickets from Namibia. Smith and Craig, they know the boundaries are not easy to come by, so they are running hard, putting pressure on the fielders. They've already got 5 runs in this over of 4 deliveries. Lighted delivery played backward of point. A chase for the point fielder. A sweeper cover will sweep that. Another 2 runs.
Sure, to be very honest, this was a wasted over in my opinion. Charles Amini was bowling really well from the other end. Getting turn, drift and dip makes a huge difference which end you bowl in the ICC grounds. So if you've got a bowler who's bowling really well from one end, just stick with that. Sometimes just thinking too much and overthinking it also complicates it.
Yes, I second that completely. Sometimes the wisest thing to do is to do nothing. 13 overs gone, 90 for 4.
And with 8 runs coming off this Charles Amini over, Namibia must be thinking they've gotten the job done. Seeing him off and getting 8 off him, they couldn't get bat to ball. In the over previously that he bowled, where he got the wicket of David Visa. A lot to learn for the PNG players and their captain as well. As you mentioned, sometimes just let it go, let the game flow. Don't have to continuously make changes and try to make an impact. In a 20-over game, even if the other team scores 120 for 1, as a fielding side, you'll be the happier one. Doesn't have to be about taking wickets all the time.
You're spot on with that observation. A little too many changes from Asadullah Wala. Of course, he has his reasons behind it. But sometimes, as you rightly said, if a bowler is in a great momentum, he's putting pressure on the opposition, you would want to continue that, at least from that one end. You can experiment from the other, but do not disturb that momentum. He's done that, and suddenly he was all over the place. Amini, a lot of fuller deliveries, not bowling in the right areas. And now it is Chad Soper who bowls from the other end. He's got a change of end as well.
It seems like Asadullah Wala bowls 3 bowlers in a row. We've always been used to seeing two bowlers bowling simultaneously or continuously. This time it's three bowlers in a row. It's been Asadullah Wala, Amini, Soper, and then that same routine again.
This time played straight down the ground. A great fielding effort coming in. What a great effort that was. Saved a certain boundary.
Again, that outfielding we've been talking about, that would hit really hard straight down the ground. Amazing fielding there. Back live. Can play it down the ground. They're pushing for two. But this time just stick to one. Again, very good ground fielding. Yeah, Shoaib, I think the captain is using a three-man pace attack and bowling them one over after the other. Very interesting to see that.
Nicely bowled again, hitting that hard length. Straight to short covers. As you can see right now, Namibia 93 for 4. What do you think is a good score?
Well, we saw 138 was not enough in the game previous to this one. Maybe 145, 150 against this aggressive PNG batting lineup.
Interesting, because the batting is become a little more easier now than what it was in the first half of the day. A very important toss was won by UAE, getting them to field first, chase that total down. Meanwhile, the last ball of the over from Chad Soper, played towards that sweeper cover region, will get a single. End of the over number 14. And the score for Namibia is 95 for 4. "14 overs on the board, Namibia 95 for 4. And to give me and you company, I have in the com box alongside me Ahmad Khwaja.
Thank you very much, Shoaib. Very interesting match going on right now. PNG battling hard, but Craig Williams, that man, standing up to be counted for Namibia. Once again, he's been so consistent in this series.
Oh, yes, absolutely. He has come out in difficult situations and made full use of the opportunities that he's got. What do you think about Papua New Guinea? I'm sure you're seeing them for the first time up and close. What is your impression of this lively, colourful team?
Nicely sliced away behind. Cover point is going to scream away for 4. JJ Smith playing an absolutely wonderful shot.
What a great shot that was from Smith. Waited for that delivery and then using those hands, those fast hands, lightning speed. The ball just screaming off the bat towards backward point for Smith. And the score for Namibia is 99 now.
Indeed, Shoaib, they've been very lively. That's the exact word to describe them. They've worked so hard in the field. Even when they're backing up the throws, they absolutely scream across the outfield. Very vocal, getting a lot of encouragement from their team dugout. Down the leg side then, fine leg in the circle. Back-to-back boundaries for JJ Smith. 100 up for Namibia.
Oh yes, back-to-back boundaries, and this is, and very well could be, the change that Namibia needed, the shift in the momentum. This could be the moment of the game. This over. A gamble taken there, Asadwala, because all his bowlers were doing pretty well for themselves until now, where Pokana has given away 2 back-to-back boundaries, and all that pressure that was built has been released.
You can see that their bowling resources are not that deep, so they need to work that much harder in the field. So Pokana needs to get his line right here. That's much more like it. Outside off, just tucked away towards long on. They're pushing for 2. Bit of confusion, but safely turned back in the end.
Yes, a good call there from Craig. realizing very quickly that he would not make it to the danger end and communicating that to his partner at the right time.
They've crossed the 100 mark, still have 5 overs left, so they can get to that 145, maybe even 150 mark if they bat well, execute well here. Losing David Visa at that time was a big blow, but JJ Smith is very capable. Slower ball this time, tucked off the pads. And they're pushing for 2, and they'll do it as well. Brilliant running.
Oh yes, good running, absolutely brilliant running coming in from these two batters of Namibia. It's not easy. Let me tell you, we are sitting out here in the com box and we are already drained and dehydrated. I can only imagine what these athletes who are at their prime struggling in the middle. But someone who's not struggling is ITW. They have been absolutely top class. ITW Prodigy production.
Slower ball this time from Pokana. Craig Williams a bit frustrated to miss out. And he's been at the crease. He's been their mainstay in every single game that's been televised. Very, very high class batter.
Well, I love the sunglasses. Asif Iqbal. Beautiful sunglasses. Played straight down the ground. Craig gets another single. Do you fancy them, Abdul Rahman?
Oh, well, there's a lot of swag for sure. Umpire Asif Iqbal. He's rocking those shades. And definitely need to get in touch with him after the game. Perhaps get a pair for myself. If you'd like to gift me one, I wouldn't mind, you know.
Well, I've had a few noticeable accessories out there which I have my eyes on. One of them is definitely the Papuanewguinea cap. Absolutely in love with that fancy cricket cap. I haven't seen anything like that before. And that is why I say this team is different.
Absolutely. Very vibrant colors, brilliant designs. I think there might be some tribal designs in there in their jersey. Really, really nice to see all the shades of cricket at the World T20. Slow ball this time just worked away towards point for a single. Productive over there for Namibia. 15 overs gone. 110 for 4. JJ Smith is playing really, really well here, supporting Craig Williams very nicely.
That's right. That's how the Namibian batters have scored so far. Stephen Bard out early today, scoring 8 of 4. Zane Green, 26 of 24. Craig Williams is still out there, 34 of 33, almost a run a ball. Erasmus not disturbing the scorers at all today. Golden duck for him. David Visa, 10 for him. And Johannes Smith on 25 of 21. 15 overs gone, 5 more overs to go. 30 legal deliveries left. Can they get 40? Maybe 45 in those 30 deliveries.
Definitely feels like a competitive score if you go past 140, 145. And they've made some bowling changes as well. Michael Lingen into the side today. They've rested Ruben Trumpelman, their tall left arm seamer. He has a bit of pace about him. Charles Amini has been absolutely brilliant today. That googly to get David Visa was an absolute Jaffa. Top drawer stuff.
On the pads, big hit. Trying to go towards that square leg region, which is where the com box is. Aiming for us is Johannes Smith. We've already seen a few shots coming this way. Expect another one.
Absolutely, we're in the line of fire here. And that ball has been following you for sure. This time hard hit down the ground towards long on, who has to move swiftly. And he has a career strike rate of 140 plus, JJ Smith, so he can definitely hit the long ball.
Yes, they have the arsenal that is needed in the death overs. Nelson on board for Namibia. This one has been played into the gap. Extra cover, no fielder there. Bisecting the field, targeting that vacant extra cover area, playing along the carpet, Craig, and getting a 4.
Just a long wide half volley there from Craig Williams, who's been out there for a while, and he cashes in big time. He's really good on the offside in that point to extra cover region. Once again playing a vital innings for the Blue Eagles.
Nice ball again, this time from Amini. Coming down the track, Craig, and then just checking his shot at the last moment. One more run added to the total.
Indeed, the PNG fielders seem to be a bit downtrodden here with this partnership developing along very nicely. They need a breakthrough. They need to get one of these batters back into the hut. Nicely cut away, but the backward point fielders moving in swiftly. So Charles Amini, decent spell from him. 1 for 26 so far. Would like to finish without giving a boundary, of course. But the platform is certainly set for Namibia.
Slower delivery, donked into the mid-wicket fence. Good fielding again from the Papua New Guinea fielders. They are absolutely live wire in the cricket ground. They don't give an inch. Will fight with all they have. Saved a certain boundary there.
Really good awareness of the boundary rope. And just slowed down in time and got that big mid to it. Well done there. I think it's Tony Varua out there. Hot work, hard work. You can see JJ Smith gulping down some H2O. It's tough out there for sure.
Yes, absolutely. It's, like I said, a boiler room out there in Namibia. 29 dots and 37 singles. That something that is really special is the twos. 12 twos. That's a lot of twos in this heat in the UAE, and that means that appreciation is due for Namibia.
Indeed, they've looked the most impressive side in the tournament. UAE, after a slow start, came back very strongly, getting 2 comprehensive wins over a test nation like Ireland. That's headline news here for sure. But Namibia, they've looked a very solid all-round unit. They have an excellent top order and good players in the middle order as well. Merwe Erasmus and David Wiese, we all know how good he is. And JJ Smith at number 6, very impressive. Very, very handy all-rounder. Much in the mold of David Wiese himself. It's going to be Damien Ravu to continue here. Has 2 overs up his sleeve. Short ball pulled away by Craig Williams towards that square leg fielder who didn't have to move even an inch.
That's right, that shot finding the fielder where he was just stationed there, did not have to move at all, just collect the ball and throw it back. So a good shot, but Smith will be a little disappointed. Couldn't find the gap on that occasion. Just a single, so 119 now for 4. And Ravu is into the attack to Smith. Again, a slower delivery, this time played up in the air. Has he cleared it? Yes, it looks like he has. Just clearing the fielder. A chance, but not a great one. And Smith will get another 6.
Chad Soper out there at deep square. Given as a 6 by the umpire. Good honesty, good sportsmanship there from Chad Soper. It was a bit of a leading edge, but that side of the ground is slightly shorter than the big cow corner boundary. And of course, the sunlight always affecting his trajectory, and it goes for 6.
Well, I feel on that occasion, the fielder, Soper, was a little bit inside, not on the boundary ropes. This time, he's middled it. This time, he will clear the fielder one more time, and it's gone into the gap for 4 more.
This is poor bowling from Damien Ravu, short and wide down the leg side. These are basically free hits for JJ Smith, and he's cashing in big time. This time, 1 bounce, 4. Once again, you can see erring in his line, erring in his length. He's just not quick enough to bowl that area. And deep square and deep fine both had no chance. Bisected perfectly.
Yes, some runs flowing in for Namibia and Smith, who quickly moves now to 38 of 27 deliveries. Craig on 40 of 36. So after losing those early wickets, there's a strong partnership coming in from these two batters. Tamian Ravu a little bit wayward today, and making full use of that are Smith and Craig. Another run towards square leg.
Indeed, he's just doesn't have the pace to bowl that line. Has to try to hit that block hole area, or at least bowl it on that fourth stump line. It's going to be tough going. That run rate is creeping up to almost 8 RPO now. 160 would be a very, very good score. Down the ground this time, Craig Williams. One bounce 4.
Well, another good shot coming from Craig. Waited for that ball and then smashed it over the mid-off fielder who was inside the circle. So making full use of the field positions. And this is good game awareness as well, because he knew that the fielder was inside the circle. All he had to do was just clear that front foot and clear the ball over the 30-yard fielder. Good batting, good game awareness. Craig on 44 now.
Hearing yet another 50 in the Dafa News Summer T20 Bash. Down the leg side, nicely worked away towards Chad Soper. He's been very busy in this over. Very productive one for Namibia. 17 overs gone, 135 for 4.
Well, right now, Namibia are scoring at 8 and over. That's the current run rate. At one time, they were almost around 6, hovering around 6. But because of this great partnership between Craig and Smith, they've got that run rate up to 8 and over. 3 more overs to go. If they can score another 30 runs, they will definitely breach the 160 run mark.
Indeed, Craig Williams just a hit away from yet another deserved T20 I-50. He's cashed in big time on his good form. JJ Smith as well, very impressive. And he has 4 overs to bowl as well of his left arm medium pace. So he'll be a very useful weapon during round 1 of the World T20 qualifiers starting next week. And it looks like Chad Soper, after working so hard in the field, working up a sweat, has now been entrusted with bowling at the death. And this man on screen, he's striking the ball absolutely beautifully. Will fancy his chances.
Yes, very close to the 50-run mark now. 4 runs short of his 50. Score predictor says 156, but I would throw that out of the window. The way these two are batting. Another big heave towards the mid-wicket. Just a single.
Yes, lucky to get away with that as it was back of a length. Not a lot of pace behind it. Of course, it is very hard work out there. You can see JJ Smith sweating profusely already. Perhaps losing some energy, but needs to finish the innings with a flourish. And this man on screen, he's been an absolute rock for the Blue Eagles. 6 and 3 boundaries to his name. Had to hunker down, had to anchor the innings. Otherwise, he can easily blast the ball as well.
Again, slower delivery this time. Played towards sweeper cover, looking for 2, and will scamper through for 2 runs. And Chad Soper is not a very slow bowler. He bowls a decent pace. Not too threatening, but it is surprising to see Craig. In fact, it's Smith who is without a helmet. Craig without a helmet.
Indeed. 48 of 39. Perhaps not expecting Chad Soper to bowl short to him, because third man and fine leg are both in the circle. Premeditating that the ball will be pitched up. Trying to power that down the ground, but only splicing it. So he moves on to 49. He'll be one man to watch out for in round 1 of the World T20 qualifiers. He's definitely their kingpin.
That's right, he's been scoring on a consistent basis for Namibia. Smith and Craig. Craig on 49 now. 140 already on the board for Namibia. 17.3 overs. 15 more deliveries left in this innings. Very well bowled. Very, very well bowled from Chad Soper. A perfect Yorker. And Smith had no answers to that.
Indeed. perfectly bowled in the block hold. He's a big guy, JJ Smith, so just about got his bat down in time. 140 already reached by Namibia. He is also just 10 runs away from a well-deserved 50. Plenty of milestones around the corner. Interesting field setting here, pushing that deep point fielder right onto the boundary rope. And they've brought that square leg in, a short square leg. That's very, very interesting.
Oh, yes, Smith gets another single. Will bring Craig Williams on strike, who's on 49 of 40. One more run to go. He's already exhausted. Just waiting, I think, for that landmark. And once he gets that, we might see him shifting gears.
Indeed, he's been in there from the fourth ball of the innings. Stephen Bard getting out early on to Pokana after hitting a couple of boundaries. Hit over cow corner all the way for 6. That is yet another 50 for Craig Williams.
What a great shot. What a great way to bring up that 50. He is pumped up. All that heat, all that weakness has converted into some real aggression. A strike rate of 134. This is some good batting display from Craig Williams.
A shriek of frustration from the bowler. But yet again, back to back 50s for Craig Williams. He's had to work hard. He's had to earn his runs. And in fact, it was Craig Williams himself pumping himself up for that blast over cow corner for 6.
Well, as soon as he hit that 6, he was looking towards the pavilion. He did not even see the ball sailing over the fence. As soon as he hit, he straight away turned towards the pavilion, towards his comrades, and gestured that he has it in him. He's the one to look out for. 55 not out of 41 deliveries and played everywhere that you can imagine. He was very strong on the offside, equally dangerous straight down the ground, and some big hits towards the mid-wicket as well.
147 for 4, 2 overs remaining. Then Craig Williams, well set, going past 50 once again in this Dafa News T20 bash. JJ Smith, 41 of 31. He'll be eyeing that half-century mark as well. So Namibia, after being under a bit of strife, they were only at 60-odd at the halfway stage, have counter-attacked in style. And it's going to be Pokana to continue bowling his final over. A lot of pressure on him. Hit away towards the cover fielder just for a single. So JJ Smith recognizing the situation, giving his main man Craig Williams the strike. That's good thinking. Selfless batting from the young all-rounder.
He worked really hard for that 50. It's not easy to be batting for long periods of time. And trust me, in this heat, even 15, 17, 18 overs is a long, long time. He's still out there. He's still fighting. And he wants to make sure Namibia get to a decent total, because at the start, in the first few overs, they were on the back foot. But right now, they are cruising along.
Down the leg side, swung away towards deep square leg. A fielder there, but he will find the gap. Damien Ravo out there, strong throw. But it's an easy 2. That's the biggest part of the ground at mid-wicket cow corner. So Craig Williams just rolls along.
Oh, yes. 2 more runs. Current run rate now to 8.18 from 8. They're still cruising. Still getting those odd boundaries in the over and then running really hard between the wickets to make sure there are not many dot balls. 150 on the board for Namibia.
Reversed towards that backward point fielder. A straight forward catch for Tony Ura. And that is the end of yet another special innings from Craig Williams. 57 of 43. At long last, he has mistimed a shot and given his wicket away. Pokana gets some reward.
Yes, a soft dismissal for Craig Williams. Wanted to scoop that. Of course, he's tired now, so he wants to use the pace to play and get those boundaries. Pokana, on the other hand, bowling a slower delivery, and Craig Williams finding the fielder at point. 57 for him. A very well earned 50, a hard fought 50 from Craig Williams. 150 on the board for Namibia after losing 5 wickets.
9 deliveries remaining in the innings for the Blue Eagles. They've got an imposing score already on the board. And it's going to be Ben Chicago coming in to bat, getting a game today. Looking forward to seeing his batting skills. JJ Smith, as we all know, backs a punch, and this was the dismissal of Craig Williams. Trying to fetch that ball from outside leg, spliced it and straight forward to Tony Ura, who's going to be opening the innings with Asadullah Wala, the captain. And he'll play those kinds of fancy shots as well, but hopefully find the gap.
Yes, actually, it was a good idea to play that shot because all the 3 fielders on the off were inside the circle. There was a third man, a backward point, and a point fielder. So he wanted to clear that infield. Not able to do so. Hilao Yafrans is the new man, and he's played that very first delivery into the gap. An effort there, but won't be enough. Ravu is the fielder. Hilao gets a boundary on the very first ball.
Indeed. Change in the batting order. I was expecting Chicago to come in, but it's Hilao France finding the gap at cow corner. Despairing dive, but 400 strike rate. That'll do very nicely. 154 for 5. Nesona Fokana needs to execute here.
Slower delivery this time, played straight down the ground. Again, there's a fielder there. Won't go all the way. Not timed it too well. Off the bottom half of the bat.
Indeed, was perhaps trying to power it through extra, but splicing it down the ground instead. But already a very imposing score on the board. 155 for 5. It's going to be the PNG captain Asadullah Wala. He'll need to do the heavy lifting in the batting power play. Fearsome striker of the ball. Short and bash down the ground. JJ Smith has launched this all the way for 6.
Well, the runs are not stopping there for Namibia. Of course, Craig Williams is back in the hut, but there is another dangerous man, and his name is Johannes Smith. And that is exactly why he's dangerous. Stand and deliver. Plays it cleanly and manages to clear the fence for a 6 on the last ball of the over.
They have power hitters right from 1 to 7. JJ Smith, Ben Freiling, David Weezer, Merwe Erasmus, Craig Williams, Stephen Bard, Zane Green, the wicketkeeper batter as well. All of them can bat at a brisk strike rate. Namibia heading into the World T20 qualifiers. I am picking them to be red hot favorites to make it to the big show. Very, very good side. Very, very complete. They have a lot of options. They have spinners, fast bowlers, hard-hitting batters. And they're really outclassing the competition at the Dafa News Summer T20.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I second that opinion there. Couldn't agree more. It is a closely fought tournament, this one. All the teams have actually played really well. But this team stands out the way they've shown character coming back into the game after losing 4 wickets. This says a lot about the self-belief that they have, the batting depth that they have, the skills that they have. They don't want to give up at any point in time. So this is really good, very impressive from Namibia. Last over, Shad Soper to Yafrans. He's played that in the gap. Again, a chase for the fielder. Does well to stop it from going all the way, but they will get 3 runs.
Indeed, a good effort by the long on to get across, but that slide slightly pushed the ball away. Chad Soper is going to be put under serious pressure. And Hilao France, 8 of 3, and the best part about it, he's got JJ Smith on strike, who's a hit away from a 50.
Yes, 2 runs away. Just 2 runs away from another 50. That shows the quality of cricket being played at the ICC Academy. Smith goes for the lap shot. A poor shot selection in the context of the game. How well was he playing straight down the ground? And here he's decided. A poor judgment coming in. a very, very impressive knock comes to an end and Smith has to walk back. Shad Soper gets another wicket.
Selfless batting there from J.J. Smith. Could have easily taken his time and knocked it around for his 50, but he was trying to ramp it away over the short fine leg. Inside edge, chops it onto the stumps, but a beautiful innings, 48 of 34, 3 boundaries and 2 massive sixes. That career strike rate of 140 plus is maintained. And now Namibia are 6 wickets down. Jan Freiling, the left-hand batter, coming out.
Yes, it is Jan Freiling. 11 matches for him, 64 runs, 108 strike rate, 27 years of age. Just 1-6 in the 10 matches, so he needs to double that today, at least for Namibia.
Indeed. We've seen how good he is with the ball. We can double that 6's tally. I think his captain Merv Erasmus will be very, very satisfied with that. Chad Soper getting a wicket to his name. He's toiled hard. Good foolish delivery dragged away towards deep mid-wicket. They're pushing for 2. And Hilauia France is absolutely electric. Brilliant running.
Well, he's very, very quick. Absolutely ran really hard. Took off in a flash, making sure he reaches in time. So 2 important runs for Freiling and Namibia. They are 166. Can they get to at least 170 here? And yes, they will. What a clean hit. Straight down the ground, all the way. Freiling has doubled his number of sixes and number 48 in this tournament.
Umpire Iftikhar Ali showing that 6 with a flourish. And the flourish of the bat was absolutely brilliant. Look at that. It has sailed away like a missile off the bat of Jan Freiling. And perhaps we should have asked for something else. I should have asked for umpire Asif Iqbal's shades. They might have magically appeared here.
Well, I'm sure he will go back and listen to this. So just drop in your contact number as well and he'll get in touch with you.
Right then, Chad Soper under pressure, 2 deliveries remaining. Namibia already got a big score on the board. They were 69 for 4 at one stage. Look at this stunning comeback. 172 for 6. Round the wicket, Chad Soper. For his delivery, really well bowled straight to the backward point fielder, but they'll scurry through for a single.
Oh yes, a good run taken. It was straight into the hands of the fielder. 12 runs in this over in the 5 deliveries that he's bowled so far. 1 legal delivery left. 173 on the board. A 6 will take them to 179, which will make that target of 180 when Papuanewguinea come out to bat. Can he do that? Hilauia France is on strike.
Foolish delivery carved over the top of the backward point fielder, but the deep extra will get around to it. They'll only get 1, but that is a superb effort by Namibia. Put into bat by PNG, and they've posted an imposing score of 174 in their allotted 20 overs. Brilliant effort there, Shoaib.
Oh yes, absolutely. Especially considering the fact that they had 4 wickets down. They were already 4 wickets down with their top 4 back in the hut in a matter of few overs. The power play belonged to Papuanewguinea in a way. But then later on, absolutely building a partnership and making sure that Namibia get into that 170 run mark. Credit to Craig Williams and Johannes Smith.
Here are the highlights of the first innings then. Namibia put into bat. Bokana taking the new ball and was immediately smacked for 4 by Stephen Bard. He was looking very good, very secure at the crease. Nicely punched through extra cover this time. But then disaster struck. Inside edge onto the stumps. And he had to pay the ultimate price. Say Bao took the new ball from the other end. Zane Green was looking good today. The wicketkeeper batter got some much needed runs to his name. Nicely pulled away. Square leg was far too square for him to get to that. Craig Williams in the purple patch of his life, launching that over cow corner for 6. And then this shot was the demise of Zane Green. Merve Erasmus given leg before first ball. David Visa came in, flashed a couple of boundaries. That was nicely punched through extra cover. But then this incredible googly inside edge caught, and David Visa was sent back. And at that stage, that innings could have gone anywhere, Shoaib Ahmed.
Oh yes, absolutely. That was a change in the momentum of the game. Papua New Guinea striking in and getting those 2 wickets. But then again came a partnership between Smith and it was Craig Williams, and he had such a great outing today. Played all around the park, fell to a false shot, and then some boundaries and late flutter in the end from Smith, making sure they get to a decent total. That was a poor shot again, restricting him from getting to that 50-run mark. But in the end, all was good because I think they will believe in themselves. 174 is a good score.
Indeed, taking a look at the batting scorecard for Namibia, Stephen Bard 8 of 4. Zane Green played a handy knock of 26 of 24. Craig Williams, the outstanding batter once again, 57 of 43. Johannes Smith 48 of 34, provided some vital runs alongside him. And Helauya France and Jan Freiling getting some quick boundaries as well. So 174 for 6 in their allotted 20 overs. That's a top effort by the Blue Eagles of Namibia.
Yes, a good effort coming in from Namibia. Papua New Guinea bowlers, a lot of them used, in fact 7 of them. Nozana Pokana, 4 overs 38, got 2 wickets, a little expensive. Tisebao bowling 1 over. Damian Ravu, expensive again, 3 overs 35 without a wicket. Simon Atai, 2 overs 18 without a wicket. Charles Amini was the pick of the bowlers for me, 4 overs 28 runs and a wicket. Asadullah Walla, of course, the skipper, 2 overs 10 runs and 2 wickets for him. Chad Soper, bowling 4 overs and conceding 34 runs, giving a wicket. So that fall of wickets was at the 3rd and the 4th wicket at 55 and 67, and then another wicket at 55 as well. So after that 67th runs wicket, there was a big huge partnership between Smith and Craig Williams.
175 the target for PNG then. We'll be back very shortly with their run chase. Stay tuned for the Dafa News Summer T20 Bash.